You can't compare this car, what this car is made of, with all these flashy cars you see of today. You understand? The steel that this car is being made of. And it shows the originality. It takes you back to the old days, old good days.
Yes.
You know the kind of people that ride these cars then back in Nigeria. Flavor has used my cars to shoot in Enugu here.
You know, it's a V8.
This is V8.
This is a V8.
So that's what I'm wondering. So this is 8 plug.
Yes. So it's for people who don't mind the money they spend on food. And the model of this vehicle now is usually the S600s that you see that are being carried by important personalities and politicians. It's usually the S600 or the S550 2023.
This is 15 million naira Jaguar vintage car, 1973 model.
This is the 1955 220S. People adore its shape because it's a legendary vehicle.
Hello guys, this is Creative Law TV. We are live and direct in Enugu, we're in Enugu State currently, and Creative Law TV. We always go around showing you people wonders, showing people things, showing people what you want to see, and what we're supposed to show you. Do you understand? Today we find out something that is amazing, and we cannot keep it. We have to show you to people. And this thing I'm going to show you people. I think you people will be wild, because I was wild the moment I saw it. You don't understand? This is massive, man. This is vintage car. This is vintage cars, not vintage car. And these vintage cars, I'm going to take you people to the 90s, 50s, 60s, 80s, early 2000, and currently, and it's in Enugu. So let's go, because I don't want to talk too much. You understand? Let's talk these luxurious vintage cars here in Enugu with this my big man here, who will tell us more about it. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Nice to meet you.
Okay. So may we know you, sir? Introduce yourself.
Okay, the name is Architect Kotsi, also known as GOC Inc. I deal on vintage vehicles. We deal on restoration of vintage vehicles, buying and selling, and replacement of important parts like the engine and other components of vintage vehicles. Let's just say restoration.
Restoration?
Vehicle, yes. Not upgrading, restoration.
Wow. So, can you take us around around the vintage cars that are available here and tell us more about the vintage car?
Okay.
Our people like to see, not to talk.
Okay.
Like if half line.
Okay, this is a 1972 Mercedes-Benz 280 SE.
1972.
Yes, 1972. It's code named W108. Now this is the S class of the 70s.
S class of the 70s.
There were E class, there were S class, but this is the S class, the flagship of Mercedes-Benz back in the 70s. This is the 1972 model. There was a 1971, but it's gone for servicing.
Okay, seriously. So this car here now, this is Mercedes, right?
Yes.
And is like the seat is a leather seat?
Yes, pure leather seat. Yes.
So what the feature on this car? Can you tell us?
Okay, this Mercedes-Benz is a V8. V8 automatic transmission.
Huh. Okay.
4-speed automatic transmission. This is a 4.5 liter V8, 1972 spec.
Wow. So, and what amazed me is that this kind of car you cannot find it anyhow. So now, fast forward to today, with this kind of car, what is it like now currently now? If the model of this car in 2025, what is it? This car now?
And the model of this vehicle now is usually the S600s that you see that are being carried by important personalities and politicians. It's usually the S600 or the S550 2023.
Okay.
2024, 2025.
The is it not a Maybach? I think S something is.
I know there is Maybach, but Maybach is an affiliate, but it's Mercedes that is the core products line.
So this one too, is it S something?
This is ALS. It's a much modern vehicle.
Okay, much modern vehicle. Okay.
Back then there were no Maybachs, they were just Mercedes-Benz. Then maybe earlier on, they were now Maybachs. It's a luxury brand.
So then, anybody that can drive this car is not an ordinary person. So the person might have money to have this kind of car in 70s.
Well, the person must have money and must understand the value and worth of the vehicle.
So this car right now, I think there's AC inside.
Yes.
So is it still working? And even if you like, can you this car spark?
Of course. It came with the factory AC, compressor, and the condenser. Though it doesn't cool like the modern cars do.
Okay.
But we need to appreciate Mercedes for their innovative approach in comfort during the time. We are talking 1970s.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and everything is still intact.
Everything is still intact, from the leather seats to the upholstery to the ignition.
So this leather seat now is called original follow cam.
The original follow cam leather seats.
Wow. So and if you start this car, it can move.
Why not? Why not?
I like that.
The vehicle was actually packed in the US. So it was a mayor in the US that owned it. So we brought it in, refurbished it, and that is why you see it as clean as it is. Although it had to go through some restoration processes like polishing of the chrome, finishing touches on the paint, just to touch the paint to make it step out. And then the interior wasn't damaged then. It was still as factory.
This also featured like, okay.
It was still in pristine condition.
So this car was actually drove in US.
Yes.
Wow. And you are wonderful. How do people get this into Nigeria and maintain it this way?
We have mechanics who still understand how this vehicle works. You know, it's a V8.
This is V8.
This is a V8.
So that's what I'm wondering. So this is 8 plug.
Yes. So it's for people who don't mind the money they spend on food. They don't mind.
Okay, it's not ordinary.
It's not.
Okay, so can we proceed? Because I'm seeing different vintage cars. Let's not talk let's not stand one place and be talking. So, before you start selling these vintage cars, how did you start?
I all started with there is a flat boot I owned, or rather, it was passed down to me from my dad.
Okay.
It was a very clean. They call it flat boot, regular Mercedes or W108.
Okay.
So when I wanted to dispose of it due to pressure from some people, a lot of Igwes reached out to me that they wanted to buy because the car was bought brand new and kept and was not used. So that was when I now realized that people usually value, and those vehicles are very strong and reliable and easy to service. So I was surprised. I wasn't surprised when people approached me that they wanted to buy, but I later sold it to a doctor in Ebonyi State. So fast off then, I started having connections with other people like minds who value vintage vehicles. So, and that was how it led to
all this.
There have been many milestones that have been achieved in my journey of vintage vehicles. We've sold limousines, we've sold Cadillacs, we've sold Jaguars XJ. I think you will see a Jaguar XJ there. That is 1973.
It's here.
That is 1973. We'll go to that later.
No, okay. Let me not rush.
We've seen Rolls Royce. We've sold Rolls Royce Shadow, Rolls Royce Spirit, Rolls Royce Silver Spur, and even Phantoms of those days. The limousine, I'm responsible for that. He knows.
The limousine, the Prince of Enugu Igwe.
Yes.
Umere.
Yes.
Wow, the long vehicle.
The long bulletproof
car.
600 V12. Yes, I'm responsible for him getting it there.
I love that.
And other people in Lagos that wish to own the W108 Grasshopper Eye or Anyokpan, as they call it. So these are people who value these vehicles and they understand what the vehicle gives them. And that is why they are too when it comes to maintenance and how they go about it, they are a bit too concerned about those vehicles. So they don't joke with it.
So I see it. I see. I see. Okay, so the journey started just because of your father gave you like a flat boot.
Yes.
And trying to sell the car, you find out that some people love such vehicles.
Yes.
And you know, in the market, I don't think people like it's not like other new cars like everybody now can market and sell.
Exactly.
So it's rare.
It's rare.
Okay. So that's my.
This is the 1955 220S. People adore its shape because it's a legendary vehicle. Although it's locked right now because I don't have the keys with me.
So it's a 1950.
It is 1955
vehicle.
By the shape, you will know them.
And it's still leather seat too.
Still leather seats. Although the wooden panels have eroded, but it's a testament to how long this vehicle has stayed.
Are you saying that this car can move?
It can move. It's climbed up there on its own. So why can't it move?
Hey, so this is okay. Then this one now. Can you tell us the feature in this car? How many plugs?
It's a 4-cylinder. It comes with a carburetor instead of an injector.
Okay, it comes with carburetor.
It's 4-cylinder, yes.
So I thought this car was the one the Queen of England, those people use or personality.
Yes, personality of those times is what they usually use to carry them all around to various destinations.
So if you tell me now, this thing is just like currently like Maybach or S, the latest.
Then yes,
currently now.
If you had this, you're a big man. If you had this, then you were a very influential person.
So, and you think like some people want to own this car?
Yes.
This is massive.
To own it in its original state.
Because okay, there's two things here now. Owning it is different, and even like the way this car packed here is a decoration. Like when you come, you even respect this compound.
Yes.
Like I'm just seeing this car alone, I have to say, wow, it's not today.
Exactly.
Do you understand? This is people that have started seeing money for ages, not today.
Yes.
Okay. So this is 1950 something model.
This is 1955.
55. This is over 60 years.
220 years. Yes. This is before we got independence.
This car is over 60 years old. This is Mercedes here, packed in Enugu, somewhere. And this is vintage car. Not only vintage car, because this car is very expensive. That time, unless you are a billionaire before you own this car. Do you understand? So let me just make you people understand, because you're looking at it and thinking that it's nothing. This is very luxury car. Only rich people, billionaires can own as of that time. No way, no 2 ways. Say what I go? So what will go around and show you. Okay, for find out. Let's go to see another one. Now we got fulfill about June Ayata. What I go? So this one we are going to see now. What is the name?
It's a Jaguar. They call it Jag.
Jag
XJ6.
Wow. So this car is reminding me Ugofum of Fumunze. Abricate of Fumunze. Use this kind of car. Okay, Jaguar
XJ6. Sorry, not 8.
Okay, XJ6. Wow.
The 6 is the engine it carries.
So which means 6 plug.
6 plug. If it was 8, it would be 8. The 6 is 6.
Yeah. So the features with is it a leather seat?
No.
And
leather,
which year?
This is a 1974. It's a full leather seat. V6 4.5 liter. 4.7 liter engine.
Come and show them the interior.
It's automatic.
Wow. Automatic. This car is automatic.
Yeah.
See, was it like the automatic was built in 1970, or you people converted it to automatic?
Jaguar started all these innovations way back. So This was not new to them. They were used to it.
So, guy, so then I'm going to drive vintage car. Now, just follow me. We are going to drive this car. This is vintage. This car is older than me, and I'm going to drive it. Look at it. Look at, come and show them. See this car. Look at it here now. This is automatic. It's not manual, and this car is 1973 model. Look at the interior. Look at the formica. Everything. Look at the key here. Leather seat. Everything. Then you see how. Look at it. Look at the. Just look at the styling and everything. You see it. So our people look at the formica here. You understand? So you will know that everything we have today, or we think we have, our fathers, our grandfather own it before now. Okay, if you just fast forward to today, this car, I don't think is few people. Let me see, show them. Show them. You see, look at the leather seat. Do you understand? Look at the leather seat. Let me go. Show them. Let me come. It's like you even have something. Wow. Everything in that, you see? You see? Everything you think of a 1973 model Jaguar. Now, only Japan made car. I will always appreciate that. How many of us can buy Jaguar right now? Or how do I even know the value of this car? Or even the made? Because the Jaguar that still do current, like latest cars. So.
Yes.
But with Nigerians, I don't think it's few people, maybe celebrities or a few politicians that can afford to buy and maintain it. Sure, come and show them this Jaguar. Because some people even know the Jaguar. Look at the Jaguar. This is their logo. You understand?
And side mirrors.
So this car, I want to ask you, is it for sale? Let me ask you this question, because I know people will say, I want to buy this car. You know, the whole security lot, I want to buy this, and we are tired of answering this question. So if you are watching me, listen, these cars you are showing me right now, these cars, is it for sale? Can someone get it from you if they want it?
Yeah, they are for sale.
So this car is for sale, and affordable.
When you say affordable, it depends on who values it. If the person values it, I don't think he will mind this whether it's affordable or not. But he will make effort to try and make it affordable for himself. Yes.
This is massive, man. So how can somebody check?
This one now is 15 million.
This one?
Yes.
50 million naira.
Yes.
This is 15 million. This is 50 million naira Jaguar vintage car, 1973 model. Also SL6. Understand?
XJ6.
SJ6 model, 1973. Automatic. Company made, like a transmitted or whatever. Change. It does not change anything.
My name is Mr. Manfred Nzekwe.
So where I find it to
No. I'm not a title holder.
Why? Well, I have to ask you this. I'm surprised.
I've never taken any title. Not that there's any reason for that. Not that I'm not worthy of that. But everybody in life knows what he or she wants. You know, if you just call me by my name.
Serious. If it does like that.
Yes.
I'm afraid to call to Oko Brozo.
No.
Ekweme.
No.
Just, what if
just Tony Manfred. My name is Anthony. Then I coin it Anthony Manfred. Tony Manfred, that's all.
Wow. So can you tell us more about this vintage car? Why you love? Because I'm seeing vintage car everywhere.
Well,
even the car that I think maybe is the same age or even older than you is here.
Yeah. Anyway, for the past, let me just say, for the past 30 years and now, I've been dealing on vintage cars. Not for sale. I have flair for it. Okay. You know, I use them. And that does not mean that if anybody likes it, you know, it doesn't have a price. That's one thing. I cannot tell you that this is the price, or this is what it is. I have flair for it. Like this one behind us is Ponto 20 2020S. This is, yeah,
2020.
yes,
That's the name.
yeah, that's Mercedes. This is made in 1959-60, and it's perfectly in order. You know, and most of all these vintage cars you see around me here, I bring them overseas. I bring them. They store them. They keep them safely and perfectly in order. You know, none of them is locally used here.
Yeah,
you know, and they're perfectly in order. So why I have flair for vintage cars is because I know that's where the car is.
Okay, so like you think that the value, the originality, and the importance of car, like the flash cars you see now, you get it here before now.
You can't compare this car, what this car is made of, with all these flashy cars you see of today. You understand? The steel that this car is being made of, and it shows the originality. It takes you back to the old days, old good days.
Yes.
You know the kind of people that ride these cars then back home here in Nigeria or even outside. It's not just like it's only me that have flair for vintage cars, but everybody knows me as a guy that goes with vintage cars, a guy that loves vintage things.
So like a vintage man, vintage.
Well, like my friends know me with old school.
Okay, that's old school. I know that. Even your car, your cap self shows like, okay, man. Okay, then tell us more because of this car. I'm wild. Like when we came, military will step in. This is like it's a flower, it's a decoration. It's just take me back to Queen Elizabeth. I've just seen a Queen Elizabeth. Immediately I saw this car, I've still seen Queen Elizabeth. And I don't know.
That is not like everybody has his own style. Queen Elizabeth has her own style, and myself have my own style. This is the car port for this very car, you know, and it's functional. It's okay. I just came back. I roll it out in the evening.
You choose to.
Yes.
So, but did your father have like car that you admired that when you were small? That what motivated you to like start liking? Everything has beginning. Me like this. Now you are making me to love the vintage. And my work, I'm seeing things like you notice that the olden days things are more quality than new ones. Even though now is more flashy. So now I'm not asking you, like, what motivated you to like begin to like you like all this kind of things?
Well, if I tell you my background, you will be surprised. But I'm going to leave it there. My father is my father.
Okay.
And I am whom I am. I make a name for myself. I create a niche for myself. You know, my father is no more anyway. He has done his own part, and he is no more. Then I'm going to create a name. That's the legacy I want to leave for my children. When they grow, they create name for themselves. You don't live on your father's name. You understand? What your father will try to do is to bring you up, give you quality education. Then it's left for you to make a name for your own self, not living on your father's name. So whatever name I created is for myself. I no longer live on my father's name. You understand? But already he has, put me through for me to exist.
This foundation.
Exactly. So that is it. During my own dad's period, I don't think he has flair for old school. He has his own lifestyle. Though he's a very neat man, neater than me. But he has his own style.
Neater than you.
Yes.
As you are.
Very clear, handsome more than me, sir. People who knows me and people who knows my father. Yeah. Tell you that. Fairer than me, more handsome than me, you know. Yeah. And I grew up in downtown, man.
Oh God! No, your story is even like I begin to remember.
I grew up in downtown, become a city boy. You know what I mean by when you grow up in downtown. Yeah. I know myself. I know my lineage. I know where I came from. So I have to struggle hard to make a name for myself.
That's nice.
So that is it. My father has his own choice of cars and whatever. But I personally created this choice for myself.
Wow. So I may say like we are with the king of old school in Enugu. When we come to Enugu and say, oh, you cannot talk about vintage car. If you want to roll with a vintage car, you have to call it.
Yeah, you look for old school.
Yeah, like, because not everything like Igbos, no, if wending do understand. And
far back, far back 1997. Check your age then. I just came out from the
1997.
Yes, 1997. I've started using old school cars.
I was born in 1989. I was just a kid.
Okay, fine. I've started using old school cars. Then, as a young boy, 2000, everybody already knew me with an old school. You know, and I don't any of these cars, all the old schools you see in my house, none is between 70s. It must end at 70. From 59 to 70. Once it's off 70 and above, it's not old school car.
Okay.
It's not
no more old school.
Car.
It must be from 70s.
From 70s down to
60,
40s,
50,
you know. Yeah, you know. But once it's 70s, 80s, it's not a vintage
because
car.
by that time you like you were born already. You know about it.
It's not a vintage car. Old schools are cars that I cannot give their history. You can't tell me to give you the history of this car. I can only give it to you by what I read about the car.
Yes, and what and even if whether it's original story or whatever, you start giving the story you don't know.
So that is it. So in case if you need anything that requires, you know, that requires originality, you know, just feel free to pop in.
So what I want to ask, you know, some guys, maybe they also, like currently, if you look at what is happening in Enugu, ministers are coming in. Maybe some people would like to ride on these cars.
Let me give you one. Yes, I do, and I don't rent it.
Okay,
I don't rent it. Flavor has used my cars to shoot in Enugu here.
Wow.
You know, there was a time they did old school night during Sullivan Chime's administration. Yes. Old school night during the what's the name of that that program? Is it what is it again? Roadblock. I was among the people that organized the roadblock then with the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, a respected elderly man, an old school man equally too. Also Joe Mame.
Wow.
A very powerful man. So he did old school night here. There's no old school musician that was not here in Enugu here, and all of them, there are more than 6 of them renowned, like 6 of them. Yes. Where's this lecturer in Uniben? Then, but he's late now. Victor Wifo
was here.
Yes. Raskimono. That one is not an old school anyway. So many of them, and all of them came in with different old school car that suits the period they were ready. Yes. And I have them like 4, 6 different brands of old school.
I miss a lot that. Like my mind was just telling me, like I wish I was there. That time.
That was around 2012, 2015, and every year they were doing it then. Roadblock.
Wow. So I wish people will hear you and start thinking about it, because old school can give us some momentum, like to think back about our fathers and
some of these cars are cars they put in auction. Like I told you, they don't have the price. There's no price on it. If anybody tells you this is the price, no. What I mean by auction, the auction, you can buy one of it $1 million. Depends on who is looking for it. If not everybody that comes here and said he wants the car, I must see that you are the person that loves
the vintage.
Yes.
Then
it's not the money.
It's the love
for the car. If you look at the carport there, most of the vintage are in the carport, while others are under the sun.
Yes.
You know?
True. It's true.
So I have a cover for this.
Yeah.
I have a cover for this. Canopy for this very one. Here that it is.
So here
special made canopy for it.
So man, your place is nice, I must confess.
Thank you, my brother.
And your style is rare, and I admire it.
Thank you, huh?
Because
Thank you, and God bless
people
you.
and they were like your type now, they always go with the flashy cars anyhow.
No.
Every day they want to upgrade, but you are going back, so which means you are unique.